My neighbor Frank is 71 years old. 2 herniated discs, a bad left knee, and a stubbornness about buying cars that rivals his stubbornness about everything else. Last year he called me because he needed a used SUV that would not destroy his back getting in and out, would not destroy his wallet keeping it running, and would not leave him stranded on the side of the road. His budget was $18,000. His dealer was pushing him toward a 3-year-old BMW X3. I told him to walk away, and then I showed him 5 SUVs he had never considered. SUVs that sit at the perfect height for a bad back, cost almost nothing to maintain, and are selling right now for thousands less than they should. Number 1 at the end is the one I recommend to every senior I know. Let's get into it. Number 5, the Buick Encore GX. Most people hear Buick and think of their grandparents' car. That is exactly the point. Buick engineered this thing for comfort first, and that is what makes it perfect for someone with a bad back. Frank's wife found a 2021 Encore GX, preferred with 38,000 miles, for $15,800. That vehicle stickered above $28,000 when new. That is almost 45% depreciation in a few years. Buick depreciates like a European luxury brand, but it costs about as much as a Honda to maintain. The step in height sits right around 22 inches, almost exactly the height of a dining room chair. You do not climb up into it like a truck or lower yourself down into it like a sedan. You just sit down. Buick's quiet tuning technology insulates the cabin from road noise and vibration at a level you would expect from a vehicle costing twice as much. Less vibration means less fatigue on your spine. The doors open wider than most compact SUVs, which matters when you have limited hip mobility. Front seats have standard lumbar support with enough adjustability to find a position that does not aggravate existing back problems. Buick as a brand averages about $608 per year in maintenance according to RepairPal, slightly under the industry average of $652. CarEdge estimates total maintenance for the Encore GX at around $2,756 over the first 5 years. That comes to roughly $550 a year for something that feels like a luxury crossover. Shopping tip: check the infotainment screen for the shift to park error message. Some early models had a glitch where the car would not recognize that it was in park. It is usually a cheap fix, but it is also a bargaining chip if the dealer has not addressed it. Number 4, the Hyundai Tucson. I had a customer last spring, a retired teacher named Diane, 67, with spinal stenosis in her lower back. She had been driving a 2012 Nissan Rogue and winced every single time she got out. The seat was too low, the door opening was too narrow, and the suspension transmitted every pothole directly into her spine. I pointed her toward a 2022 Tucson SEL with 42,000 miles, priced at $19,400. 2 months later, she called and said her driving-related back pain had noticeably decreased. The 2022 and newer Tucson has a seat height that puts your hips and knees roughly level, and that is the position back specialists recommend. The door openings are generous. The ride quality absorbs road imperfections instead of jarring you. Heated seats are available on most trims, and if you deal with chronic back pain, heat on tight muscles during a drive is not a luxury, it is therapy. The real kicker is Hyundai's warranty. Even on used vehicles, you get a 5-year, 60,000-mile basic warranty and a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty from the original sale date. Buy a 2022 with 40,000 miles, and you could still have years of powertrain coverage left. On a fixed income, That peace of mind is hard to beat. The 2.5-liter naturally aspirated four-cylinder makes 187 horsepower paired with an 8-speed automatic. No turbo to fail, no dual-clutch transmission to worry about, just a straightforward powertrain. An oil change runs $45 to $65 at an independent shop. Brake pads for all four corners cost about $280. This vehicle is not going to surprise you with a $2,500 repair bill. Used pricing for a 2022 Tucson SEL with around 50,000 miles sits between $18,000 and $22,000. If you can live with the older generation, a 2019 or 2020, Tucson with the 2.4-liter engine can be had for $13,000 to $16,000 with similarly comfortable ergonomics. Number 3, the Subaru Forester. If I could design the perfect SUV for a senior with a bad back, it would look a lot like the Forester. Subaru might have stumbled into this accidentally, but the Forester has arguably the best combination of visibility, step-in height, and door geometry of any compact SUV on the market. The Forester has the largest windows in its class. Every window, front, side, rear. You can see everything around you without craning your neck or twisting your spine. For a senior with limited cervical mobility, that is not a luxury. That is a safety feature. The seat height sits at approximately 23 inches, nearly perfect for someone between 5'4" and 6'1". You step in and sit down. You swing your legs out and stand up. The door openings are tall, and the top of the frame is flat rather than angled, which means less ducking. The 5th-generation Forester from 2019 to 2024 comes standard with all-wheel drive on every trim. You are not paying extra for it. For seniors in areas with rain, snow, or slippery parking lots, that is genuine peace of mind without added cost. The 2.5-liter Boxer engine is naturally aspirated with a timing chain. There is no timing belt to replace and no turbo to fail. Subaru's EyeSight Driver Assist Suite comes standard on most trims with adaptive cruise control, lane centering, and pre-collision braking. Maintenance costs average about $632 per year, according to RepairPal, slightly above the compact SUV average, but that number includes the all-wheel drive system other brands charge extra for. Subaru says 96% of Foresters sold in the last decade are still on the road. That is one of the highest retention rates in the industry. Used pricing on a 2020 Forester Premium with 55,000 miles runs about $17,000 to $21,000. Shopping tip: have a mechanic check for oil consumption on 2019 models. Some had early reports of the 2.5-liter burning oil. Not widespread, but worth monitoring. Number 2, the Mazda CX-5. This SUV has the lowest annual maintenance cost of almost any SUV I track. RepairPal gives it a 4.5 out of 5 reliability rating, ranking it first out of 26 compact SUVs. Not top 5. First, average annual repair and maintenance cost for a CX-5 is $447. The compact SUV average is $573. The all-vehicle average is $652. Over 10 years, you are saving more than $2,000 in maintenance alone compared to a typical SUV. On a fixed retirement income, that is real money. The seat height sits at that perfect chair-level position back specialists recommend. Mazda uses real knobs and buttons for climate and audio, so you are not hunching forward jabbing at a touchscreen while driving. The Skyactiv G, 2.5-liter four-cylinder, is naturally aspirated, with a timing chain paired with a traditional 6-speed automatic. No turbo, no CVT. The probability of a major repair is just 8%, compared to 13% for the average compact SUV, almost half the risk. Mazda engineered the ride to be firm but composed, not floaty, not harsh. For a compromised back, that balance is exactly what you want. Too soft, and your spine constantly adjusts to body roll. Too stiff, and every crack shoots through the seat. The CX-5 threads the needle. A 2019 CX-5. Touring with 60,000 miles, runs about $16,000 to $19,000. A comparable RAV4 XLE from the same year is $21,000 to $24,000. That is a $5,000 gap for a vehicle that costs less to maintain and has a better reliability rating. The CX-5 can last 250,000 to 300,000 miles with proper care. Buy one at 60,000 miles and you could have 15 years left. Watch for paint adhesion issues on 2017 and 2018 models around the rear wheel wells and hood edges. Look for bubbling or peeling. Also test the infotainment controller knob. If it feels loose, the previous owner was rough with the interior. If this kind of honest car advice is helping you, subscribe. I have more videos coming on vehicles that make financial and physical sense for real people. Number 1. The Honda CR-V. This is the SUV with the second best reliability rating among all compact SUVs. The lowest average annual repair cost on this entire list at just $407 a year, and the most thoughtfully designed cabin for someone who needs to get in and out carefully every single day. My Uncle Ray is 74, a retired pipe fitter with 2 back surgeries and arthritic hands. 3 years ago, he was driving a 2008 Chevy Equinox that was falling apart and hurting him every time he got behind the wheel. I told him to test drive a 2018 CR-V EX with 52,000 miles. He called me 3 hours later. He had already put a deposit down. He said he sat down in it like he was sitting in his recliner. The seat height on the 5th generation CR-V from 2017 to 2022 is engineered to be right at hip level for the average adult. You pivot and sit. For someone with degenerative disc disease, spinal stenosis, or chronic lower back stiffness, that motion makes the difference between dreading car trips and not thinking about them. Honda engineered the door openings to be both tall and wide. The B-pillar does not interfere with your shoulder when entering. There is a grab handle right where you need it. The seats provide enough bolstering to support your lower back without squeezing your hips. The 1.5-liter turbo makes 190 horsepower and gets up to 34 miles per gallon on the highway. Spending $35 instead of $55 to fill up matters on a fixed income. Honda Sensing comes standard from 2017 onward, including adaptive cruise control, which reduces the physical strain of constantly adjusting your foot during highway driving. Less leg fatigue means less compensatory strain on your lower back. Over a 90-minute drive to visit family, that makes a measurable difference. RepairPal gives the CR-V a 4.5 out of 5 reliability rating. Average annual maintenance is $407. The probability of a major repair is just 9%. Honda, as a brand, ranks first out of 32 car brands for overall reliability. Uncle Ray has put 41,000 miles on his CR-V over 3 years. Total maintenance cost is about $1,400, including 2 sets of tires. There have been 0 mechanical issues and 0 surprise bills. He told me last month he plans to drive it until he can no longer drive. A 2019 CR-V EX with 65,000 miles runs about $18,000 to $22,000. A 2017 CR-V with 80,000 miles can be found for $15,000 to $18,000, and it shares the same chassis and powertrain. Inspection. Checklist. Check for oil dilution on 2017 and 2018 models in cold climates. Honda addressed this with a software update and an extended warranty. Make sure the update has been applied. Test the air conditioning compressor during your drive. Check every seat adjustment because a seat that does not move properly defeats the entire purpose. So there it is. 5 SUVs that will not wreck your back or your bank account. The Buick Encore GX offers luxury comfort at used Kia prices. The Hyundai Tucson comes with an industry-best warranty and ideal seat positioning. The Subaru Forester delivers the best visibility and standard all-wheel drive. The Mazda CX-5 has the lowest maintenance costs in its class. And the Honda CR-V is the complete package for anyone who needs a vehicle that respects both their body and their budget. Next time a dealer pushes you toward a German lease return with $800 a year in maintenance costs, you will know better. Like this, if it helped. Subscribe for more. Drive safe. Take care of your back, take care of your car, and both will take care of you. Take it or leave it. I will see you in the next one.